How are you, Renon?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How's your summer going?
Good. Honestly, my entire summer has been preparing for Osheaga. This whole year actually has just been me preparing for Osheaga, so that's all I'm doing, which is great, which is fun.
Well,
But
yeah, like you're from Montreal, or you live in Montreal anyway, so hometown show. Yeah, no wonder this is kind of consuming your thoughts right now, because that's a big festival, and you're going to be on that stage.
Yeah, I'm from Montreal too, so Osheaga has always been on the goal list, so this is like a crazy dream come true.
How did it come together? Like, how did you get to be on that bill?
There's a booker at Evenco that has been like kind of following my stuff for a long time. And we've been like almost booking like different Evenco things. And then, yeah, she picks people for the local stage and she asked me to do it. So it was crazy.
No, that's super exciting. So you're going to be playing Osheaga Sunday, August 3rd. So hometown festival. So you mentioned that a lot of your prep, a lot of your time and your summer's being spent on preparing for it. So what does that mean? Like, what in terms of prep, is it, is it a lot of rehearsals? Is it a lot of singing on long drives, or what does that preparation entail?
I'm mostly rehearsing just by myself in my apartment because there's like choreo in the set too. So I'm doing like some dancing. There's some like skits. So I've been like training my voice, training like my cardio to sing at the same time as moving, and like just running the set like over and over again in my apartment with all the dancing. And it's just training, honestly. It's just a bunch of emails.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm sure there's a lot of organization that goes on ahead of time, right? So I was going to ask you this too. I know obviously a lot of prep for the set, and obviously a goal will be to kick ass and have an awesome show and that sort of thing. But what else? Like, are you sticking around for the whole weekend? Like, what are some of your goals for the rest of the weekend? Is it mingling with other artists or mingling with fans, or what's some of those things that you're hoping to accomplish?
Yeah, well, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing some music. There's a lot of artists that I love this year. So I'm going to go all 3 days of the festival. Definitely like hope to meet some people, maybe some like new fans. Like, I know there's some people from like Instagram and TikTok that I don't know that have been saying they would come, and like that would be just super cool to see people that I don't know as well that might know me. A lot of interviews. I'm just hoping to I'm a small artist. I'm probably like the smallest artist on the bill, so I'm just like want to get my name out there as much as possible, make connections, and also just have fun. Like, I was there last year as a guest, so I was like on for one song, and it was literally the best weekend of my life. So I'm so excited to do it all again and like be able to put on my show, and yeah, it's gonna be so fun.
Oh, super exciting. I'm really excited for you. And I was going to mention that too. You mentioned, I know when you were setting this interview up with us, I know you've had a lot of exposure with other, music outlets like Exclaim and Canadian Beats. And now you're on the SWOMP podcast. So welcome. We're glad to have you. But I did notice that you're really into that. I heard from you directly, to set this up today. And is that, DIY you kind of approach? Is that something that a young up-and-coming artist needs to take on? And it seems like you've really grabbed that by the horns and taken it, right?
I would think so. I don't know how, if you get a lot of messages like that, but I just feel, especially with Osheaga now, I feel like it gives people, more reason to want to talk to me, which is awesome. But I'm fully independent, fully, self-managed everything. So especially, I'm just messaging as many people, just trying to see whoever wants to talk to me or do content. That's how you have to do it, But I really appreciate people actually responding. So
that kudos to you, because that's a lot of extra work to do, to get it out there. But with this day and age, with a lot of different outlets and a lot of different, social media platforms, that sort of thing. You got to try to stand out the best you can. So it looks like you're doing a great job of that. So, but I wanted to dig into your music a little bit. I know your latest project, 2024, came out Too Far. So maybe talk a little bit about that. I know that's gotten on some really cool playlists, and I took a listen to it. It sounds great. I'm sure we'll hear a lot of that, or the fans at Osheaga will hear a lot of that music on stage. But tell me a little bit about that project.
That came out in the fall. It was a long time coming. A lot of those songs were written way before it came out. But I love that EP. I feel like it just like has so many different sounds to it, but is like cohesive. And I'm like telling this like dramatic story of like a party girl dying, and like I love projects that have like drama to it. Yeah, and you'll definitely be hearing at Osheaga a lot of those songs. I love that project. I'm very proud of it.
And the one song, I think the first track on there, White Girl Wasted, I saw some interviews
Yeah.
you did with that. It looks like you had a lot of fun with that title of that song. But when I read the lyrics of that, and it's very, you're very vulnerable. It sounds like you're speaking about a difficult maybe situation or a story about that, right?
Yeah, I love how silly the song is, but it is also like a metaphor for like drunken love, kind of like toxic situation kind of thing, like I can't trust myself around you, like that kind of thing, but just using different like examples of just being an annoying white girl wasted person. And yeah, it just kind of like started the whole party girl aesthetic, especially last year with another song I did with an artist Minnow called Liquor Lips. It was all kind of like at the same time of like just wild party girl vibes.
It had a fun tone to it, but it's almost like right underneath that layer, there could be some darkness there, right? That's,
For sure.
on the verge of spiraling almost, right?
Absolutely. I love a little bit of darkness in like each song.
So on your Instagram profile, it says you're an emo jazzy pop star. So I
Yeah.
looked into that. I thought that was a cool bio, but from what I understand, you're a trained jazz musician turned pop star.
Yeah.
So maybe unpack that a little bit for me.
I always knew I wanted to do pop, but I did do my studies in jazz. I did CJEP here, college, 3 years of jazz studies with voice, like specifically voice and performance and all that stuff. So yeah, I have like a trained background, which I'm like so happy I did because it taught me so much and like helped me write more interesting things. But I feel like it's just kind of mixed into my music a little bit. Like I feel like there's some like weirder chords or like melodies that maybe aren't in typical like pop all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I just find like emo jazzy pop is like exactly what my sound is. So it makes sense to me.
Yeah, no, I thought that was a good description, and it definitely made me curious just reading that, you know what I mean? So your influences, I've read that, Amy Winehouse, Paramore, Banks, Charlie XCX, The Neighborhood, or some of your influences. So is that
Yeah.
is that something that listening to those artists, did that get you interested in performing, or was that just music that you listened to growing up, or stuff that really struck a chord with you?
Yeah, it's definitely just stuff I grew up with, and like I think I've known I wanted to perform and like sing since I was like a conscious being, weirdly. But the mix of all of it, I grew up with a lot of genres, and they all just inspire me in different ways. I kind of believe that anything I've ever listened to has influenced me in a way,
Mm-hmm.
Good or bad, but those artists for sure like really shaped the kind of dark pop I wanted to go into, with like the influence of like Amy and like maybe some like jazz classics and like Muse and like Radiohead, kind of like weird chords, like that kind of thing. Love them for sure.
We talked earlier about your DIY approach, and you do a lot of this stuff yourself, but in terms of creating your music and getting it recorded and getting it out there, is there some local artists or local people in the industry that you work with to help put this all together?
Yeah, so I write all my music alone, and then I usually bring it to producers. But definitely I work with like all local people, like my guitarist and like music director Ryan Naden has produced a lot of my EP. Josh Cunningham, who's from another Montreal band called Oliver Forest. They're amazing. They're actually friends with Flair IK. They do stuff together.
Oh, right on, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Housefly, he like won a Grammy last year, which is crazy, but he's from Montreal. a friend of mine. I like working local for sure, but they all have their own skills that they bring to the project.
Yeah, right on. So obviously Osheaga coming up, and that's taking rightfully all your attention right now. But what else are you working on? I guess, like, what can we expect from you coming up?
Yeah, I have a very specific image in mind. Like, I have my next project fully planned out. We've like started production a little bit. I know exactly what I want. I know what the imagery is gonna be, like the music videos I want. I'm at a point where I want to do it, like the quality, I want it to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want it to be up to par with where I'm at. So it might take a little longer to get to, but I'm hoping to like get some funding or something, and be able to do it the way I want to. But I'm super excited, like, to continue building my brand the way I want to. And Osheaga, I will say, has like a tease of that new project, like the theme of it. You'll see.
Okay, yeah. So I got to get to Osheaga to see that. But
yeah, exactly.
To follow up on that, I always find that interesting with artists that, it's not just the music, right? Like you mentioned the imagery and the theme, that sort of thing. So how important is that to, as an artist, as a musician, as a vocalist, to have that full package, right? To put it all together and as one piece kind of thing.
For me, it's one of my favorite parts of doing this. Like, I love the storytelling of it and like Easter eggs and like connecting the songs to the imagery and like, yeah, just really telling a story. I've always loved albums like that like bring you somewhere, I don't know, it's always just been a part of it. And I feel like, especially with this project, it's like very hand in hand, like the lyrics and the imagery. Like, I feel like it just needs to be perceived properly.
Mm-hmm. That's a cool way to put it. And well, I'll tell you what, Renon, we're happy to have chatted with you. I wish we were going. I wish we would have put an application to go to Montreal for this festival, because it's quite an amazing lineup, and local talent like yourself are going to be there with your new music that's in production and in the works. I wish we were there to see those teasers that you're going to be giving the audience. So, but definitely Sunday, August 3rd, Osheaga, Renon will be on stage. So we're looking forward to seeing the videos on your Instagram and all the content that you're able to put out from that. We wish you all the best, and thanks for taking the time with us today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.